After his first birthday, we started to notice he was exhibiting signs of real intense aggression and kind of that typical 2-year-old behavior, but to a far, far more extreme. Meltdowns that would last hours, aggression toward his peers. He didn't want to interact with, us. He was kind of in his own little world. And so my dream, if you will, of being a stay-at-home mom and all this fun stuff really came crashing down.
But look at me, I'm just a perfect little angel.
Yeah, now let's get to that. It was lonely, I didn't have anyone who could possibly understand. And it was also just so overwhelming and exhausting. I just did not want to be mom and therapist all the time. Don't give up. Don't, hold on to any amount of hope that you have. It's hard and the journey is long and it's exhausting and it's lonely and sometimes it's expensive, but it gets better.
She exceeds in so many things to make me so perfect.
Pues el trayecto de mi niño, se ha tratado, a mí me preguntan cada año cuál es la meta que yo quisiera, qué quisiera yo de él. Dije, mínimo que yo quisiera que él me dijera, papá, me duele aquí, papá, quiero ir al baño, papá, tengo hambre. Le dije, pero él no me puede decir nada. A mí me ayudan mucho las personas que me dicen, fíjate que hay este tipo de ayuda para tu niño, está en tal parte, dale domicilio, toma el teléfono. Es una manera muy buenísima de ayudarle a uno. Yo estoy muy agradecido con la escuela, pero ha sido un camino poco duro, pero yo pienso en el Poderoso, que si Él me mandó este jardecito, pues lo voy a hacer, ¿por qué no?
So Joy Prom for me is amazing for a couple of reasons. The first one being that I think a lot of times as a special needs parent, you are so focused on challenges and things to overcome, and sometimes it's not as easy to remember to celebrate the diversity of the kids that we have and just how exceptional they are and how joyful they are. And when you walk in the Joy Prom as a parent, it's one of the few places where there's just acceptance, no matter what your child is dealing with, no matter who they are, and you see these kids having an amazing time with each other, interacting, and you see parents smiling just ear to ear. It's an incredible experience. For AJ, I think that night was 1 in a million. He got to dance with some of the student volunteers from the university. It was the first time he'd ever danced with a girl, and danced with his friends. And he came home after the Joy Prom and laid out flat on the middle of the prom, and on the middle of the floor, and said, "This is the best night of my life." So for him, it was a game changer. I think it changed the way he saw himself. It reminds me that we need to continue to build communities where our kids and our families feel truly at home, and we want to be around typical peers and typical families too, and so I think the Joy Prom is really the best of what happens when we come together.
The Unified Sports component is our biggest and main component of this program, and it focuses on bringing competition opportunities to children with special needs and allows them the opportunity to really compete alongside their typically developing peers and really be a part of their school climate and compete in opportunities that they or their parents may have never dreamed possible for them.
Just what a program that it is and what a difference it's made. Just in his self-esteem, just to be able to be part of a team. Just the moment I remember in particular, they had passed him the ball and he took it down court, and I'm screaming and hooting and hollering with everybody else in the gym, and it was in slow motion. He shot that ball and it was nothing but net. And I started getting emotional. The entire gym was just, I mean, there were hands in the air, they were standing up in the gym and screaming. Oh my goodness, it was just phenomenal.
I think sometimes parents get this diagnosis of having a child with a disability, and it changes your whole world, and to see them being like their peers, fitting in with their peers and making friends on their campuses, I think is a huge part of our program as well.
It's just been such a blessing and to have him just involved in so many things has made his dad and I just very happy to watch him grow into the young man that he is today.
So Ella was diagnosed with transverse myelitis at 9 months old.
Doctors told us not to expect anything moving forward, that she would probably be a complete quadriplegic for the rest of her life, which for me was about as devastating news as you could possibly come by.
A month after she had a procedure called plasmapheresis, she flipped her hand over, there was progress. We saw progress. We knew that Ella wasn't going to be paralyzed forever. So the journey began with rehab and facilities. It seems like every time she'd get up, there'd be another obstacle. Something good had happened, there'd be another obstacle. But it does get better. The resources that we have here in Reno, Nevada are absolutely phenomenal between the rehab facilities and the Children's Hospital and the school district, who welcomed Ella early in early intervention.
If she can be happy in this world, I can too, and we're going to move forward and make this work the best we can. And that's been the whole mission of my family from day one, is we're going to get Ella out there, we're going to include her in as much as we can and make her feel a part of this world.
Ella's journey to get into school and to where she is today is a remarkable one. It's nothing short of spectacular. I owe that to the entire support group around Ella, her mom Jennifer, her aunt Corrine, and at the end of the day, her two sisters, Talia and Gianna, who she wouldn't be where she is today without them.